Thank you, Nikolaus. But above all, I would like to thank the National Research Foundation and GYSS for the invitation. I'm very happy to be here and to introduce the Heidelberg Laureate Forum. You will see a short film momentarily, and any similarities that you find between the Lindau meetings and GYSS are intentional. So, no. The film? No, I didn't. I didn't.
I think I'm really excited about being in a room with lots of other mathematicians and computer scientists. I think that creates a buzz you just can't recreate.
I'm excited meeting different people come from different places and also meeting the very famous professors and laureates.
Well, I think the interaction with the young researchers is the most important part about it. I mean, they're all so enthusiastic, diverse, and they're from all over the world, which we really don't get to see in our normal day-to-day experience. So that's the most important thing.
It's a really unique opportunity to be able to meet all these laureates, especially having all of them in one place. It's in this beautiful city of Heidelberg. It's so historical here as well.
They have organized everything is like so perfect. Like this is like the best perfect conference I've ever been to. Like there's no flaws, no mistakes. Everything is like well organized, well thought of. They're all amazing.
You get to know different kinds of way of thinking and different cultures, different languages, different ideas, and it's just like a very beautiful mix of people.
This is my second day and it has gone beyond my expectations already.
Everything is excellent and Heidelberg is a beautiful city to travel.
It's been an incredible experience and it's super well done.
You know, you just casually walk past a laureate and they would talk to you and they would tell you what they're doing. It's just an amazing opportunity.
Everything is exciting, really exciting.
First of all, eye-opening experience with all the laureates. It's like a one-in-a-lifetime experience.
I would encourage everybody to apply.
I can say it has been mind-blowing, exciting and exhilarating. It's an amazing experience for every young researcher.
So the video gave a brief summary of what the Heidelberg Laureate Forum represents to the attendees. And as Nikolaus already mentioned, Klaus Tschira played a vital role. He's a co-founder of the German software company SAP. And everybody knows the Nobel Prizes and the Nobel Prize winners. Since there are no Nobel Prizes in maths and computer science, Klaus Tschira felt that the world was depriving the young scientists and the young researchers in these fields of a meeting like they have in Lindau, and of the opportunity to meet their role models, because the prizes in mathematics and computer science, they are just as important as the Nobel Prizes. The Heidelberg Laureate Forum took place for the first time in September 2013. So we just celebrated last year our 10th anniversary. And I think the GYSS started in January 2013. So we have the same starting year. It's an annual meeting, just like Lindau and GYSS. And I think the mic. And the meeting takes place in Heidelberg in Germany every year in September. And it takes place in the very heart of this very beautiful city. And it's a very historic city, and also it's the town where we have the oldest university in Germany. The HLF, as mentioned a couple of times already, is modeled after the Lindau meetings, and but at a much smaller scale. So we invite 200 young researchers from the fields of mathematics, computer science, and closely related fields. And they get to meet the recipients of the most prestigious awards. I will mention the individual awards in a minute. And these are the laureates that come to Heidelberg. So it's the Abel Prize, which is awarded by the Norwegian Academy of Science and Letters. The ACM Turing Award and the ACM Prize in Computing are awarded by the ACM, the Association of Computing Machinery. And the Fields Medal and the IMU Abacus Medal, formerly known as the Navan-Lindau Prize, are awarded by the IMU. I forgot to ask, does anybody here know about the Heidelberg Laureate Forum already? Have you heard about it, or maybe even attended? 3 years ago, I met some alumni. You've attended? You're an alumni? Oh, wonderful. Good to see you again. For the very first. So you could apply again. At the Heidelberg Laureate Forum, young researchers can come roughly 3 times, once as an undergraduate, as a PhD student, and as a postdoc. And then, of course, unlimited times as a laureate. The scientific program, well, the week is divided just like here. The week is divided in a scientific program and in many social events. And the scientific program consists of laureate lectures, panel discussions, small group interaction, just like they are taking place right now here, parallel to this presentation. And we have many interactive elements. We have workshops that are run by alumni or by young researchers, or master classes run by the laureates, I mentioned workshops already, and poster presentations and a poster flash. Also to show the close collaboration we have with the Lindau Nobel Laureate meetings, we have a Lindau lecture in Heidelberg, and also we have a Heidelberg lecture in Lindau every year. And at GYSS, all the laureates get invited, all the laureates from all major prizes. And I have a little memento from Heidelberg. If for anyone who can tell me the 3 laureates in attendance this year who were in Heidelberg in September. There are just 3 that were at both meetings. So if anybody knows who this is, I have a little something. And I know there's at least one mathematician. I can see you sitting over there, the plant biologist and mathematician. So if you haven't been to Heidelberg, go for it. So here again, you can see the various part of the scientific program. And the social program, well, this is one of the dinners, always takes place at Heidelberg Castle, but we also have other evenings. And even though Heidelberg is not in Bavaria, but once one of our prince electors was a Bavarian king, so we feel we're entitled to have our own Bavarian evening. And also the Oktoberfest has already mostly begun when the Heidelberg Laureate Forum takes place. So this is the Bavarian evening. And we have a boat trip, and the boat is called Queen Sylvia, because the Swedish Queen Sylvia that you saw on one of the pictures a little earlier, she is a native of Heidelberg. It's her. She was born in and brought up in Heidelberg. There are some statements, very brief, about how the laureates feel about the Heidelberg Laureate Forum. I'm not going to read it to you. Vint Cerf is one of the fathers of the internet, and he has been very supportive, and he's been a regular to the Heidelberg Laureate Forum. Robert Andre Tarjan, he was awarded 2 prizes, so he's a mathematician turned computer scientist, and he's also been to all the Heidelberg Laureate forums. And then a short statement from one of the young researchers at the 9th HLF. Another one from the 9th. And here is someone who participated twice. So, are you part of the Alumnode already? Have you registered with Alumnode, with our alumni network? We have many alumni activities, and we have the Alumnode network, where we have various activities and also a mentoring program, peer-to-peer mentoring, or also an expert mentoring program. So once you have participated in the Heidelberg Laureate Forum, you'd be eligible to register with Alumnode and become part of our big alumni community. So, as I said, mathematicians, computer scientists, and closely related fields, they are invited to attend, and I would like to invite and very much encourage all computer scientists and mathematicians here at GYSS, if you haven't been to Heidelberg, or even if you've been to Heidelberg, to apply. The application phase for the next meeting in September 2024 is up and running until February 9. So you can still apply for the meeting in September this year. And the application tool is on our website, which is this one. And we provide room and lodging, accommodations, and of course the program on site, and of course visa application support. So as I said, we look forward to your applications, and I thank you very much for your attention. And now we're open for questions if you have any, and if you can come up with the names of the 3 laureates we share with GYSS this year, I have a little something for you. Thank you.
Thank you. So does anybody know of the 3 names?
Over there? Okay, one is good. Let's do the first one. Maybe somebody else. Somebody else?
Some of the names were shown on a slideshow just now.
No? Then go ahead. That's the second one, yes? Yes, of course. So here you go. That's a little something from, as I said, Heidelberg's the oldest university town. And in the 19th century, of course, women weren't allowed at university and students weren't allowed to court in public. So a confectioner thought up a very sweet little student kiss. So, oops.
Does anybody have questions for our two panelists, Mr. Turner and Ms. Wetzlar? How about Mr. Turner and Ms. Wetzlar? Do you guys have any of the fondest memories of the laureates meetings that you can share with us?
Well, my motivation always is, and that's very similar to what we can see here, is the sparkling in the eyes of the young scientists, the young researchers, when they meet their idols, their rock stars, that they have read about or have learned about in lectures at university, and being able really to reach out to them, to talk to them. And you could see that in every coffee break or during lunchtime at the tables with the laureates. I think that's really what inspires us and to organize these meetings, because it's quite a job, and it's kind of demanding, but it's worthwhile. And with these young scientists then spreading the word around the world, I think that's fine. And if there are no questions, both websites are known, so do apply.
Mm-hmm. So I do have a question.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for the overview. My experience so far is like I have never been in such a diverse environment. Like I have met people from all over the continents. And one thing that is kind of like a difficulty at the moment in research is there is like an economical impairment that it doesn't allow everyone to have the access to high-level education. I don't know if the Lindau and the Heidelberg communities are making any efforts to kind of like foresee and like promote the education of like, let's say, low resources countries, or like if there is another initiatives more than these kind of meetings. So, meaning, I will rephrase.
I think we can't change the whole world, but what we do is, and you might have heard it when we presented it, that we say the best of each country. It's not the best of the world, so to say, so we really try to practice the kind of UN, United Nations system, where the best of each country are able to be nominated, and we have international partners, and that's similar for Heidelberg. So they support their travel, and if there's, we have fellowships, and we try to raise money in addition to running the meetings. I mean, both organizations in both places are non-for-profit, but we also try to raise funding for the travel for participants from all continents and all backgrounds. What we cannot change is the access to science in the different countries. That would be just too much for us. But we do try to get nominations from all countries, and not only nominations but also participation. And I can see one participant of last year's meeting in the last row, and I think he can confirm that we really have this broad, Sir Wood Roberts, I refer to, he can confirm that it's really as colorful, diverse as you could see it on the pictures.
Yes, in Heidelberg, We make sure that all 200 selected young scientists will be able to come. So who's not able to afford the travel costs, then we will fund their travels. And we had 200 young scientists from over 60 nations in attendance. And it was 47% women, 51% men, and 2% other. So it's very diverse in every respect. It's nationality-wise, gender-wise. It's very diverse, and it's 200 mathematicians. For the young researchers, it's 100 mathematicians and 100 computer scientists. So we make sure that, or we always try to make sure that it's very diverse in every respect. And maybe I can tell a brief anecdote. What happens if you don't ask the right question? We had a dinner, and I was trying to accompany the Fields medalist Michael Atiyah, who unfortunately passed away in 2019. And I wanted to accompany him to his table, but I didn't ask him, do you know where table is? I asked him, do you know your table number? And he just said yes and walked straight ahead. So this is what you get when you ask the wrong question. I think probably because you're all here and you all applied for GYSS, and our meetings are both Heidelberg Laureate Forum and GYSS modeled on Lindau, you probably know more or less the benefits of attending such a meeting. So again, feel free to apply. I think your application phase will start in October?
September, October 24 for 25, and then that will be the next chemistry meeting. For the physics meeting this summer, the applications are already closed, but for next year they are open. And I think it's similar to what Ruth just said. There's no young scientist that cannot come because they cannot afford.
Mm-hmm.
We, in our cooperation memoranda of understanding, we put down that no young scientist has to pay. That's either the academy or the nominating institution or our foundation, but none of the young ones, because we do believe, and that might be partly an answer on diversity and global access, we do believe it's better that one that could have paid from his own money gets it from our resources than one that could not afford it would be excluded. So that's one of the ways we try to handle it. And we are the last year we were quite good with 52% females to 48% male. But there are other disciplines where we are more challenged. When looking at the physics meeting, then we sometimes have a different percentage, but we are trying to work on that.
But that being said, we don't pick the young researchers or young scientists according on their, based on their gender. So this was more like a blind selection based on their qualifications. So we don't have a quota for the gender. So if there aren't any more questions.
Okay. Are there any more questions? Okay, if not, we would like to thank you, Mr. Turner and Ms. Wetzlar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.